Hello Libra, Libra Rising and Libra Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 24th, 2017. And just a quick reminder for all of you out there, if you are watching this in the Eastern Hemisphere, you're going to want to put the days a day forward, okay? Monday here on the West Coast of the United States and Canada may very well be Tuesday for a lot of you who are out there in, say, China, or India, or the Philippines, or Australia. So, you know, astrology doesn't really abide by Gregorian calendars. You know, they're kind of on their own measurements, so it's important to recall that. Also, special reminder for a lot of you out there, if you have made a purchase of the Tarot Home Study course, or you're thinking about getting it, be sure to remember, hang on to those download links, because I'm actually going to be putting up more stuff for a lot of you, new spreads and things for you to play around with and have fun with, and it's almost like a membership that you only paid once for, so I think I might be keeping the updates going for continuous and ongoing education. How about that? And of course, if you're interested in that or getting in reading with me, you can go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, or just follow the links below. Alright? So, what is going on with your astrology this week anyway, Libra? Well, on Monday, we've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and all that good stuff, in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as your spiritual life, forming an opposition to Saturn, currently retrograde, in your 3rd house of communications, pacts, and promises. And there may be a conflict of interest going on this week, or, you know, as I've been saying to everyone, this is kind of a buyer's remorse kind of angle. There may be a new opportunity coming up that may actually require you to seriously consider backing out of, or finding a way to escape, a promise or a pact or a commitment that you've made. Whether it's a contract that you've actually formally signed, or perhaps something that you've already enrolled in. Now, you don't necessarily have to take this thing on, but there will be a temptation to do so. And it looks, because Venus is, you know, fairly well aspected otherwise, this could actually be something that is worth taking that risk for, okay? So there could be something going on this week where, you know, you may actually be tempted to leave, say, a work group, or a study group, or a school, or a spiritual group, or a program that you're in, for something else. Possibly moving on to bigger and better things, I'm not sure. On Wednesday, we've got the Sun in Leo, in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, forming a tight conjunction with Mars in your 11th house as well. And this usually indicates a fight or a battle that needs to happen. And it happens to be with a friend, or a member of your current social group. Usually when the Sun and Mars come together, we actually have a bit of an issue where something cannot go on as it is. And Mars always brings rewards through labor, through action taken. And there may be action taken against somebody who is, again, your friend and ally, taken by you, basically because, again, a fight or a low rumbling or some tremors or, you know, some forced thoughts going, you know, some preambles have already been rumbling there. And it may have to come to a full-on altercation between you and this individual. Does that mean it's the end of the friendship? No. No. You know, honestly, I think that people who never fight don't know how to fight. And people who don't know how to fight because they never fight tend to lose people. However, if you know how to fight, and you know how to do this correctly, this could be better for everyone involved. So what is going on with your cards then this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Hind. Okay? The White Hind, which is an interesting card. Remember, this is a Druid Animal Oracle. We're using a different deck. And the White Hind talks a lot about a need to pay attention to where taking down defenses, personas, very much important this week. You know, it's about vulnerability as well as gentleness. And when we talk about the Hind, we're talking about, again, could our armor be betraying us a little bit? Could our disposition, our vernacular be betraying us a little bit? You know, whether we're hiding behind being too dressy, or hiding behind a certain style of speaking, or hiding behind too many protections. The Hind is talking about a need to be able to reconnect with people instead of having everyone on different levels of elevation in our relationships. And maybe that's what this fight with our friends is about when it comes to that Mars conjunct the Sun. You know, maybe people are doing this power thing. You know, they're doing You know, everything is, you know, everything's all wonky in that energy there. And the Hind is basically talking about, okay, getting it back to simple, getting it back to wholesome, almost more childlike, is going to be more important. Sometimes overcomplicating things makes it seem more important, but that's a delusion. Overcomplication does not make something important at all. When it comes to relationships, work, business, family, love, never does. You know, I think that making a molehill into a mountain doesn't mean you're going to get experience points from climbing a mountain. And that might be something you have to teach people. For your Earth sector, when it comes to work and finances, we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. So, maybe some butting of heads with an Earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn, who you know to be, not only, I would say they're very good at their job, it just seems to be, again, maybe there's an abuse of power, a bit of a power struggle here. Usually the King of Pentacles reversed, you know, can often show up as somebody who is definitely somebody who's made a name for themselves at the office or in your community, but they're also possibly swinging that power about in a way that's an abuse of that power. And you may actually have to have a confrontation about that. The King of Pentacles reversed on a financial level, however, does indicate that this could be an extremely profitable week for a lot of you Libra people. However, you may be feeling like you're burning the candle at both ends. The King of Pentacles reversed can also show up here as a boss, a landlord, or possibly even the leader of some kind of group that you're in, suddenly turning things in a direction that's a bit more for personal selfish gain, and definitely better for the few, being him, as opposed to the many. And so there may be a need to also confront that. Alright, when it comes to your communications with air, we do have the Star card upright. Beautiful card for messages coming from friends and family, because there may be some kind of big win or big lead coming your way, some kind of next step, I guess you could say the next era, working in your favor, possibly even a wish being granted for you. But it's not necessarily something that's going to be made material or made manifest in completion this week. While it is a promise that this will come to you, the Star card is basically saying that, you know, this is almost more like a notification. It's kind of like getting an acceptance letter to go into a school or go into a situation like that. Yay, we're not in the school yet, but we get our acceptance letter. So you can look at this as sort of like an acceptance letter into some kind of wish or some kind of, again, whatever you're trying to bring forward. We can't embark on it right away, but at least we know it's cemented. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Moon card reversed. Your challenge this week is kind of interesting because the Moon card reversed is talking about secrets being revealed or secrets getting out. And usually with the Moon card reversed, there are things being broken. You know, whether it's again, a secret veil being broken, something that, this might not even be a bad challenge for you. I've often seen this card come up in readings where, again, wide nets are broken, spells are broken and things like that. But with the challenge with the Moon card reversed, it could indicate here that you may be having this thing, having some kind of secret, the cat let out of the bag, so to speak, and it's a situation that you were not ready to have it come out with. And it may not even be compromising to you. It may be compromising to somebody else. Maybe you're worried about somebody else finding out so-and-so's secret. Or you find out that something that you've been working on in secret is suddenly becoming public knowledge. This week, your challenge is to own it, be forthright with it, and don't try to cover it back up. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Knight of Cups upright. Lovely card for romance, because the Knight of Cups is, well, you can't really, second guess the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups does indicate somebody who's being a bit obvious when it comes to sharing the romantic intentions with those of you who are single and looking. The Knight of Cups may actually even be the type of person who sets the mood or makes the first move by setting up the atmosphere. Pay attention to the atmosphere this person sets up around you, what they're doing. They may not be 100% direct, but this is definitely not something you would be crazy to assume would be romantic language coming from them. Again, most likely a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio, or somebody with those energies. And the Knight of Cups is definitely somebody who lays it on pretty thick. So, you may find that it's almost like a little bit too, almost a little bit cheesy, but you've got to take the, the good intentions behind it for what it is. For those of you who are currently coupled, this may actually be your partner. deciding to take on that role, either trying to win back your loyalty or just simply re-cement the bond of love between the two of you by taking on more of that sappy, like, movie romance kind of attitude. Make time for it. It may actually prove to be something that does actually rebond the two of you for a nice little collective experience there. So that is your horoscope, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.